Hey class, this video is about the pricing concepts that we are going to learn about. So, hi, my name is Brenda Alvarez. I'm your professor of marketing. So, pricing objectives. Let's start with the first set of slides. We already talked about on class for a little about like some pricing objective strategies that are attached with objectives. So we talk about the status quo, remember, that is like meeting what the competition is doing. There is not like in this happens most of all when there is like a very big amount of competitors in the market and they are almost the same range of price and you cannot like break that through, or you cannot add that much value to the customer, so you'll have just to set it up like that. Remember the Shoko Broco that we saw in classroom? That was not like this at all. So sales-oriented objectives, they are based on values or units growth or growth in the market share. If you want to gain more of the market share, then you try to do a sales-oriented objective, and the strategy that goes along with this objective. And if you want to do to grow the amount of units, well, later on we'll talk about elasticity, but it has a lot to do with this kind of objective. So and also we have the profit oriented objective. You have to take into consideration like your target return, what do you want to have, how much of the profit could you earn. You try to maximize as much as you want your profit. And well, this is about it with the pricing objectives. Let's check out the demand determinant of price. So remember we talk about the price in the classroom that I made like a little graph about the demand and about the supply. The demand is the one that goes like from price to quantity, and the supply will go from like this point, remember, from this point back up here, and the demand will go like this. So these are three different kinds of price elasticity. So what is price elasticity? Is what measures the responsiveness of demand to change in price of good itself. So there is a formula and everything. We're not going to work on that, but just to let you know that it exists. So it's like price elasticity will tell you like how sensitive are people with the price. For example, over here, perfectly inelastic. This happens when people, it doesn't matter the price you put on it, they will always buy the same quantity. This happens with some luxury products, with some electronics, or these kinds of things that are like and high-end products. So the perfectly elastic, it doesn't matter. It means that the price will never change. It doesn't matter the amount of the quantity of the products you're going to buy. And when it's elastic, like this one over here, it does depend. If it has like a really high price, then you will buy less of the quantity of products. If it has a low price, then you will buy more of them. Okay? So some of the major determinants of price. You have to take into consideration the cost that you will used to produce it, like the variable cost, the fixed cost, the total cost. You have to take in consideration how much profit you wanna make. What's the margin? Is it 10%, 3%? And for this, you have to see like what is the competitor's margin too. The competitors, most of the industries already have like set up what is the earning profit margin, and you will just have like to maybe go with it, or try to make yourself with a differentiation strategy or something if you want to increase this number. So you have to also check out if the government have any kind of policies or price control over the products. For example, here in Panama, there's a lot of price control over the farming industry. Okay? Food, they have some price control. Consumers buying capacity. So how much the consumer actually is earns in order to buy your product or not. You have to take into consideration the product life cycle stage. Remember, introduction, growth, maturity, decline. I think it was the last one. And you have to take into consideration the demand supply conditions. That's when the elasticity comes in. Like, is it elastic? Is it inelastic? What kind of product or service are you actually offering? Is it a luxury? Is it a commodity? Is it something that you cannot replace? Determinants of price elasticity of demand. So, well, it's most of what I was talking before. So the proportion of income spent in commodity, okay, how much of your salary you will spend on this. This makes something elastic or inelastic. It does influence. For example, if you're gonna buy a house, um, let's say 200,000, what if it was like 5,000 more expensive? Will that really influence in your buying? Like, would you take it in consideration? Or, well, like, everybody has their limits and their margins, you know? Durability of the commodity. So this happens a lot with, for example, something that is very durable. The people are more willing to be more inelastic with the product. But if it's like food or something like this, people are less are more elastic. Will depend a lot of the price, because it's not something that is actually going to last you long. It's just food. Time. The demand of any commodity is more price elastic in the long run. How much time this product is going to last. And that's a disadvantage that services have, the timing. So items of addiction, items of intoxication and addiction are relatively priced inelastic. Cigarettes, you can put 70 cents higher. That for a pack of cigarettes, that will be like what, 30%, and people will still buy it. The ones that are more addictive, the ones that are less addictive, then they will like buy it less or once in a while. Depends of the person. The elasticity depends on the person. Okay, so elasticity, let's see if we have this already tied up. So if price goes down and revenue goes up, then the demand is elastic. And you go on and on with each line. You can put pause to the video and check it out. Cost determinant of price. So you have to take into consideration the cost that you actually have. The average variable cost, total variable cost divided by the quantity of output, the average total cost, and the marginal cost. Okay? If you have to pause the video, go ahead and pause it so you can read it and get the jinx of it before I go on. The cost determinant of price, the methods used to set prices. You have like the markup pricing where this goes very well with the differentiation strategy. The keystoning price, I cannot say what is keystoning because it's part of the homework. You will have to research about it. The profit maximization pricing and the break-even pricing. The break-even pricing is like you are actually using the break-even point where you do not get any losses, but you just want to get rid of the quantity of inventory you have. Break-even is when the demand meets the supply. So you have no earnings, but you will have no loss. Markup pricing is the cost of buying the products from the producer plus amounts of profits. Keystoning, I'm helping you here a little bit. The practice of marking up prices by 100% or doubling the cost. Profit maximization, a method of setting prices that occurs when marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Marginal revenue, okay, you can go ahead and pause the video and read it. How to set a price on a product or service. First, you set up your goals. What do you want to do? Then you see what the demand is. Is it elastic, inelastic? What are my costs? How much I want to earn? Then you choose a price strategy. Remember, we talk about the skimming, etc. Then you do the fine tuning with pricing tactics, like maybe in December after Christmas, I'm going to do a little discount or whatsoever. And then the results will lead to the right price. Other determinants that you have to take in consideration is the product life cycle. You cannot charge the same price you charge in the introductory stage, or you cannot charge like 5 more times what your competitor is charging, because if you are delivering the same value that they are, you will have to take into consideration your distribution strategy. How much are you spending there? Promotion strategy. How much are you spending there? Perceived quality is like what the customer like expects you to deliver, and if you could meet this, if you could meet their demands. Product line pricing. So what is product line pricing? Is setting prices for a closely related set of products or for a product line. So different elements of the product line can be used to appeal to different segments of the market. For example, remember a couple of videos back we talked about the shampoo, how they did like different little lines of the shampoo to satisfy different markets. One for kids, one for women that had this, one for men, one for, remember? The product can differ in small ways, such as features or complementaries. And we have like an example. We have Coke, Diet Coke, Cherry Coke, and Vanilla Coke. The prices are quite similar. Okay? So the price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. Henry David Thoreau. So you have your individual assignment. Check it out on Moodle. You also have a group assignment. You have to give me your pricing strategy on PPT, on PowerPoint for next class. The pricing strategy of your projects. Sorry, I didn't mention that. Okay, thank you. And if you have any questions, you know where you can find me. Please let me know. Bye.